10 remote destinations only the brave dare visit. Did you know that some of the most breathtaking places on Earth remain almost untouched, not because they're hidden, but because reaching them demands true courage and grit? These remote destinations challenge travelers with harsh climates, difficult terrain, and limited access, making them the ultimate proving grounds for adventurers and explorers. Far from the comfort of bustling cities and tourist hubs, these places offer raw, unfiltered beauty and experiences that few will ever encounter firsthand. If you're someone who craves solitude, wild landscapes, and the thrill of the unknown, these 10 remote destinations might just be calling your name. If you're brave enough to answer. Tristan da Cunha, South Atlantic Ocean. Tristan da Cunha is often called the most remote inhabited island in the world, situated nearly 1,750 miles from the nearest continental landmass. This tiny volcanic island offers rugged landscapes and a close-knit community living off the grid. Visitors must endure a week-long boat journey from South Africa, with no airport and unpredictable weather making travel infrequent and challenging. While the island's isolation preserves its stunning natural beauty, it also means limited medical facilities and supplies, demanding serious preparation from anyone who dares visit. Yet this remoteness is exactly what attracts adventurous travelers, seeking an untouched corner of the world, where the ocean dominates every horizon and the sense of solitude is profound. The Darien Gap, Panama, and Colombia. Darien Gap is one of the last true wilderness areas on Earth, a dense, roadless jungle that separates Panama and Colombia. Known for its extreme difficulty and danger, this region is home to rugged terrain, poisonous wildlife, and political unrest, making it a daunting challenge for even the most experienced trekkers. While some adventurers dream of crossing it on foot, many are warned off by the risks posed by harsh conditions and safety concerns. The area's remoteness has preserved indigenous cultures and incredible biodiversity, but any trip here demands serious survival skills, local guides, and utmost respect for the environment. It's a place where only the bravest explorers venture, and stories from the Darien Gap are the stuff of legend. Antarctica. Antarctica is the ultimate destination for travelers seeking the edge of the world, a frozen continent where temperatures plunge below minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit and landscapes stretch vast and untouched. With no permanent residents aside from scientists, reaching Antarctica means enduring long, icy voyages by ship or specialized flights to research stations. The harsh climate, unpredictable storms, and fragile ecosystem create significant challenges and demand strict environmental protocols. Yet, standing among towering icebergs, watching penguins waddle, or witnessing the eerie silence of the polar wilderness is an otherworldly experience that transforms every visitor. Only those prepared for extreme cold and isolation can truly appreciate the stark, pristine beauty of this frozen frontier. The Skeleton Coast, Namibia. Namibia's Skeleton Coast is a hauntingly beautiful stretch of desert meeting the Atlantic Ocean, famous for shipwrecks, foggy shores, and desolate landscapes. This remote coastline is one of the most inhospitable places on the planet, with brutal heat, scarce water, and treacherous surf. The name Skeleton Coast itself evokes images of desolation and survival against the odds. Visitors brave enough to explore this area encounter eerie shipwreck remnants and rare desert-adapted wildlife. But they must be self-sufficient and prepared for isolation, as rescue services are minimal. The Faroe Islands, North Atlantic Ocean. The Faroe Islands, a cluster of 18 rugged volcanic islands, sit between Iceland and Norway, offering dramatic cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and mist-shrouded villages. Despite their stunning scenery, the island's remote location and harsh weather, often windy, rainy, and foggy, make travel challenging. The small population lives in close connection with the land and sea, preserving traditions that seem frozen in time. Limited ferry and flight connections mean that visiting the Faroes requires flexibility and patience, but those who make the journey are rewarded with an almost mystical atmosphere where nature reigns supreme, and the rugged terrain invites hiking, bird watching, and immersion in untouched northern landscapes that feel like a wild fantasy. Pitcairn Islands, South Pacific Ocean. Pitcairn Islands are one of the most isolated inhabited places on Earth, famous as the refuge of the HMS Bounty mutineers. With fewer than 50 residents, these volcanic islands lie thousands of miles from any major landmass, accessible only by a grueling multi-day boat trip. Modern amenities are scarce and supply shipments are infrequent, meaning visitors must come prepared for rustic living conditions. The remoteness preserves unique flora and fauna, and the community's rich history offers a fascinating glimpse into survival and resilience. Visiting Pitcairn is less about comfort and more about stepping into a living chapter of maritime adventure and isolation, where bravery and curiosity combine to unlock its secrets. The Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia. Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula is a vast wilderness of volcanoes, geysers, and glaciers, largely untouched by tourism due to its remote location and challenging weather. This far eastern region is home to one of the largest concentrations of active volcanoes on Earth and incredible wildlife, including brown bears and salmon runs. Access is limited, often requiring flights to Petropavlovsk and rugged overland travel. The harsh winters and rugged terrain demand preparation and resilience from visitors. Yet, for those willing to brave the cold and isolation, Kamchatka offers some of the most dramatic natural landscapes on the planet. Pristine, powerful, and wildly beautiful. A playground for adventurous souls seeking raw and untamed nature. Socotra Island, Yemen. Socotra Island is a remote Arabian Sea island, often described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. Its bizarre dragon's blood trees, unique wildlife, and stark desert landscapes make it feel like a sci-fi movie set. However, political instability and security concerns in Yemen add layers of complexity and risk for travelers. Access is difficult and infrastructure is minimal, meaning any visit demands careful planning and local knowledge. Despite these challenges, Socotra's biodiversity and isolation offer unparalleled natural wonders. For travelers ready to step outside their comfort zone, the island provides an extraordinary chance to witness a place few have seen and experience nature's eccentric creativity in full force. The Tibetan Plateau, China. The Tibetan Plateau, known as the roof of the world, sits at an average elevation exceeding 14,000 feet, making it one of the highest and most remote inhabited regions globally. Traveling here means facing extreme altitude, harsh weather, and limited amenities, but the reward is breathtaking vistas of snow-capped peaks, vast grasslands, and ancient monasteries. The cultural richness of Tibetan Buddhism blends with the rugged landscape, creating an atmosphere both spiritual and starkly beautiful. Visitors must prepare for altitude sickness and travel restrictions, but those who endure the journey gain access to a land of profound solitude and timeless traditions, where the sky feels closer and the world's edge is within reach. The Kerguelen Islands, Southern Indian Ocean. The Kerguelen Islands are a group of volcanic islands deep in the southern Indian Ocean, often called the Desolation Islands due to their extreme remoteness and harsh weather. With no permanent civilian population and primarily scientific research stations, these islands are among the most inaccessible on Earth. Visitors face brutal winds, freezing temperatures, and rugged landscapes that test endurance and survival skills. Logistics are complicated, with rare supply ships being the only way in and out. But for the brave few who make it here, the Kerguelens offer untouched wilderness, vast penguin colonies, and geological wonders far from the trappings of civilization. A true frontier where the spirit of exploration lives on. If you found the courage to imagine visiting these remote destinations, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more daring travel stories, and share which place you'd be brave enough to explore in the comments. Adventure awaits those bold enough to seek it.